Oh wait. Okay, I'm there. All right. Get used to the MP. Oh crap. Get used to the MP3 player on this now. They got a new MP3 player that you could play MP3 songs instead of just videos. And I got to remember to shut it off and do this and do that. Once I get used to it, that's why I prefer videos. Anyway, we are here. It's Thursday. It's Nickoloff Day. If you guys haven't heard of these guys, I just heard of them probably a month ago, I think it was. And they got signed to Kivel Records. And I'm pretty good, pretty tight with John Kivel. And he does share music quite a bit with, bands that he has on his label. And he shared this one. So naturally, I dig just about everything that is on the Kivel label. And so he shared a little snippet of a song or the song, and I was like, wow, these guys are really good. And that was back where I belong. And I was immediately interested without hearing anything else, without getting the CD that comes out February 14th. But I was immediately interested in these guys. And so I talked to him. I said, hey, you think John Kivel's available for a interview? He said, yes. So today we have John Nickoloff from Nickoloff. I think that's the band name. The band name and the last name. Maybe I got that wrong. Is the band name the last name?
It is, and it's not an ego thing, man.
It's not an ego thing.
Glad to be here. Dig it.
Very glad to have you, man. I'm digging the new tune.
Thank you.
Really fresh, really good. It combines the old school sound with the new school feel, and that is really what people are after right now. And it does a really, really good job of that.
Thank you. It's fresh nostalgia, right?
Yes, fresh nostalgia. I like that.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, I like that a
Well, I'm
lot.
glad you like it. Thank you very much. We appreciate
Yes,
that.
and like I said, Kibble has a way. He has an ear and has a way of finding new bands, finding people, and it's just amazing on the track record that he has. And I'm glad you guys are with him because he is very good at promoting, at getting the word out, at helping to get you out there.
Well, that song right there says it all. We're home. We're back where
Yes.
we belong. It's crazy because 25 years ago, and I don't know if you want to get into this now or not, but 25
Yep.
years ago, I sent a CD to John in hopes of getting on Kill Records. And so, it just wasn't the right time. The songs weren't right. Nothing, came together then.
Right.
25 years later, full circle, we're home. It's great. It's
Very
great.
nice.
We're proud to be on Kibble for sure.
And I did go back and listen to others, records, and it's like this one's got a more, even with just the one song. Although I did hear the new song already,
Right.
but before I heard that, there's a more of a punch now,
Oh yeah.
and it was in your solo record there, that EP you put out. That punch, started to get there, and I think that was what 2011, 2010, or something like that.
Yeah. 13.
2013.
13. Yep. Get out of my way.
Yep. And then, it takes some bands a little time to find themselves, find who they are, and exploit it. You
And grow
know,
up.
grow up
Yeah.
and and you do get different members that come in and out, and then the chemistry starts to, you know, settle in, and then you get your sound.
Right. It's funny. Reg Monsanto and I were in a band called Rain Lord with Matt Minnick and Ralph Abraham back in the mid '90s, and that's the band that we sent to John. Like I said, it just wasn't right. But I'm listening back to those songs, and there's some cool songs there, but we have certainly advanced in our songwriting and our abilities. This, that, and the other.
Right.
So again, everything just came into play at the right time.
Right. Now take me back. You're a young kid. Boom. Just you're not, you're just finding music. Da da da.
Right.
Who is your inspiration? Who's, or one or two or whatever, whether it be whoever you saw and said, "Hey, man, that's I want to be."
So there are a few. The first band that I ever really got into, because I wanted to be a priest when I was a kid.
You
Believe
want to be a priest,
a priest.
Judas Priest.
No, a priest. A priest. That's
Hello,
altar.
right?
Anyway, so I wanted to be a priest, but when I went to Cincinnati or Kentucky, I think it was Cincinnati, with my grandfather, and I saw the first solo record from Kiss, Gene Simmons, and
Oh
I'm like,
wow,
that's it. That's what I want to do. So it went from wanting to be a priest and a baseball player to wanting to be a rock star, and that's
wow.
never gone away. Never gone away.
No, once it bites you, you're done.
That's it. And
It is.
so live, I mean, that's a big deal live. And then I saw my first band that I ever saw live was Sawyer Brown, and I
Oh
saw,
wow,
yeah, dude, and I saw them in Florida. And when Mark came off the stage, so if you ever see us live, you'll see me. I'm in the crowd. I'm on tables. I'm on bars. I'm in
nice.
your face. And Mark is the guy that got me into that. And then that's never gone. And then the
Right.
other band, seeing them live, which really touched me, 1997, In Excess. And
Really?
oh my God, I had never seen. I'd seen bands. My first concert was Kiss, Lick It Up tour. My second was Van Halen 1984 tour, and then yeah, dude. And then I come to Florida from Indianapolis, and I see In Excess, and I'd never seen. Every aisle was filled with people dancing. I'm like, that's what it's all about.
Right.
You take all that stuff and you carry it and try and put it out in your own show. That's what
Right.
we try and do.
Right. And then, the best ones, I've never seen in excess, but I've heard that they were always a really, really fun live band, really energetic, the energy. And that's what, someone in the crowd, that's what I want to feel. I want to feel that band. You know, I don't like the guys that stand around
Right.
and just, play their instruments, da 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 da. ZZ Top could get away with it,
Sure.
because they just groove and you're just in it.
That's right.
But if I'm at a show and it's a hard rock show, I want the energy. I want the passion. I watch people's faces. I'll watch, like, if I'm in at your show, I will watch your face
Right.
because I want to see the emotion on your face. I want to
It's
see.
it's this that eye contact.
Yes.
Huge. Huge.
Yes. And I've seen some videos of you guys performing, and you, like you said, you're out in the audience. You're connecting. You're doing this. You're dancing. I've seen
Right.
one where you're dancing with some girl, and just da da da, and then over here, and then over there. And it's like that's a show. That's
Right.
what you want.
Right. And my job as a singer and an entertainer is to make you forget about anything that's going on in your lives for an hour or 2 hours or however long we're together. Bad, good, whatever. Your bills are behind. It's my job to make you forget about that. So you're part of the show just as much as I am or the band is. And if you leave and you're not smiling, I've done something wrong.
Right.
So
And that's exactly right. And
I love it.
I feel you guys do just fine. I'm trying to. I did see the one date down. What is it again? The Bike Fest.
Yeah, so we're doing. We started our first show back after January, February is March 2nd, and that'll be at Main Street Station in Daytona, and then we're doing Leesburg Bike Fest in April. So we have a bunch of shows coming up.
Right. I do want to get to one, and because I want to see you guys live, and so I've
Awesome.
been looking, and I saw that one. I didn't see the one in Leesburg, but I saw the one in Daytona. I'm like, man, it's only this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. That's pretty doable. So then I got to throw it by the wife, and whatever. She'll go along.
Do you get to Florida often?
Not as often as I like.
Sure.
I get more to North Carolina,
Yeah.
Georgia,
Yeah.
but going down 95 and traveling that road is nothing.
Right.
It's a nice drive. The Daytona Bike Week. It's a nice drive. No real traffic headaches. You could drive from all the way down 95 from South Carolina or North Carolina all the way down to Miami and really have no issues.
For sure.
And I love it.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to see you down here.
Yeah. Now you're based in Florida, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. I live in New Smyrna. My wife and I live in New Smyrna, which is just south of Daytona. So basically, we're all in Daytona, and that's our base. That's our home base.
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
The weather's cool down there.
It's great, man. So I talked to John Kibble the other day, and I asked kind of a bad question. I asked him how the weather was there, and
oh God,
he didn't want to go there. I understand it. It was beautiful here.
He's in what? Connecticut?
Yeah.
I think he's in Connecticut. What do you expect when you're in Connecticut?
He's in cold country.
Yeah. I mean, right there. No. I used to live up in Erie, Pennsylvania, right on the lake there. And God, it was like snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm. And it's, you just get sick of it. And then you go down here and it's 100-degree heat all year. And Jesus Christ.
Right.
But when it gets cold, it gets downright cold.
For sure. Yep. Yep.
But so tell me a little bit about Envy. Okay.
Okay.
The progression from you guys have released 3 albums or 2 albums and an EP. Somebody's Got to Be Me, which was released in 2008. 2011 Is What It Is.
Right.
2014 was a EP.
Right.
What You
Hear Is What You Get.
What You hear is what you get. I can't read my own writing. And, I got things written down so that because I'm very forgetful.
Understood.
I don't know what's happened. I used to be able to just be like this, and now it's like I got to write everything down.
It happens.
And then in there in 2013, right before you did a solo album, Get Out of My Way.
Right.
I dig it. That's a really good album, and What You Hear Is What You Get are very good.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Tell me the progression. Well, Envy, where does it fit in? Okay, it fits in like, it's coming up, it's brand new, it's fresh, it's good, it's where you guys are at. You guys are very proud of this album.
Sure.
But now take me on the progression of all these albums because Somebody's Got to Be Me, Is What It Is sound a little different than What You Hear Is What You Get.
Okay.
You started to get more power.
Right. So Somebody's Got to Be Me was the first Nickoloff record. And it was a mishmash of songs that didn't make it in Rain Lord, or we just started working on them. And then there were a few songs that Reggie and I from Nickoloff started working on together. And anyway, so all of those made it onto that, kind of just almost like a compilation of songs that we, always wanted to do, but never really finished. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
And so it wasn't really a full band thing. It was me and a couple of other guys and all getting together and recording that. So that's why that sounds like that. I'm proud of that. But the next record, Is What It Is, was more Mark McManus, who is part of Nickoloff now, as well as on Is What It Is, What You Hear Is What You Get. Mark was on that as well. So there was that natural progression from Is What It Is to What You Hear Is What You Get. So the more power. We were more of a band unit for What You Hear Is What You Get. And then with Get Out of My Way, that was a Matt McEwen. Matt McEwen is the gentleman who engineered this new record, Envy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we have such a good relationship with him. He goes back to What You Hear Is What You Get. And then he's the one who did the drums. He played guitar on Get Out of My Way, the whole thing. And that was produced by Billy Chapin. Billy Chapin used to play with the Backstreet Boys, and he's a big hitter. So that's probably why that sounds like that. It's powerful. There's some really great songs on there, so I'm proud of that as well.
Oh yeah.
And then What You Hear Is What You Get, I think, came after that. I think it's so hard to remember, right? Did it?
Yes, 2014.
I thought it did. So anyway, we did that, and then with this record, these are basically all new songs with the exception of one. And we did a song called "Don't Walk Away" in Rain Lord way back in the day. And Reggie and I decided to go ahead and bring that back and
Nice.
and kind of redo the lyrics and we redid everything. So we're happy with that. Kevin Smith played the drums on that one, and John Bigwood played the bass on that one. And the rest of the record is pretty much I play drums as well as sing. So I did some drumming on this, almost like a Lenny Kravitz type of thing, or
Nice.
Kid Rock, you know.
Right.
So we're moving more towards, probably on the next record, it's going to be more of a band type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
You're
that's
trying to see where this is going to go.
exactly.
You know, it's been 10 years since you've released anything. So
Yep.
you're trying to see, you're testing the waters. You're proud of this. You
Exactly.
know it's great. You didn't put out something quick and say,
No,
okay, throw it at the wall and see if it sticks.
that's a fact.
This basically 10 years in the making.
What had happened is in 2020, 22, Reggie and I got together and we had some songs written, and we said, you know what, let's go in, let's get these down, because if we don't, we're going to forget them. They're just going to go
Right.
by the wayside. And so we get in the studio with Matt McEwen, and what we wanted to do is take the approach where, for the other records prior, with the exception of "Get Out of My Way," it was pretty much me making decisions. I made the decisions, and so this one, we said, let's go in with Matt McEwen. Let's let Matt tell us what he wants us to do. We'll write the songs. You tell us what you want from us. And he did that. And then once we got to a point, we called Matt Starr, of all people, from Ace Frehley and Kicks. Right. So I asked him, actually, it all started with a phone call. I said, what are the chances? We wanted to get our logo updated. I said, what are the chances? I like the stuff that you do for Ace Frehley. Would you be interested in redoing our logo for us? And he said, yeah. And then it went to, hey, would you be interested in producing this? And the answer was yes. Nice. So then we go in the studio, we tell Matt to tell us what to do, and then we get the songs, and Matt Starr takes over and produces, and then Alessandro Del Vecchio mixes and masters this thing. So it's kind of taken everything out of our hands. We've gone as far as we can go with our ideas, and then let them take care of it. And now John Kivel has taken the artwork, and I think with the addition of those four guys actually kind of putting their own stamp on this thing, right? I think it's really going to put us over the top. So
there's some big names. I was like shocked. I'm like, wow, this and the production, and like you said, the cover art. Kivel has got a thing with cover art. Yeah. I mean, he's got it. He gets. I'm a big fan of Tango Down, big fan of Low Love Lost. And always the cover art is killer.
Yeah, there we go. Shameless promotion here.
Shameless promotion. Yeah, you have to. I mean, Zio. Oh wait,
we're family.
I got that one too. Yeah, you damn right. I got Zio too.
Hell yeah! Look at that.
Right. And No Love Lost is around here somewhere.
Yeah, they're great. They're just great bands, man.
No Love Lost, Pick Pack. Oh yeah.
There you go.
And he is a mastermind on the extras. The things he does. It's just, you are in the right spot.
Oh yeah.
I've got nothing bad to say about John Kivel ever. You are in the right spot. You are exactly where you need to be.
No doubt in my mind.
He's very good at he's very good at what he does.
So the artwork that Thomas did, Your Heart, freaking fantastic. Because I would have never come up with that. And John came up with the concept, but Thomas put it all into, it's right there. And we're so excited. So excited.
Now this really, and John Kivel, I know you're out there. I know you're listening because he always does. This artwork is made for a vinyl release. to rap.
It's funny.
I'm just saying.
We spoke about it. We sure did.
You
I wouldn't say
know,
it's off the table, but we did speak about it.
right. You
But
know, it,
yes, it'd be perfect.
right. I'm just saying, just, I'll buy one just to hang it on, just to frame it and hang it on the wall, geez.
I'd buy 100 of them.
My-
I'd do my whole damn wall.
right. Right. I got to tell you, when I shared it, there was something. I shared the post to 3 different groups, and Facebook, within a day, took it down. I couldn't figure out why,
Yeah,
but it did not like something I said or something that was in there. But I shared it to 3 days. It got out there. It was like only a day. But then
right.
I shared it again, just something, and I'm sitting there going, okay, man, is it the name of the band? Is it the word envy in there? Is it something that Facebook? So I disputed it, and I won all my cases. But it's like, why are you? Is it the house broken? Or, you can never figure out why Facebook does what it does.
It makes no sense because I got everything. So I put out a major post to all sorts of groups and to a bunch of friends on their pages on December the 29th, just after the signing. And then all of those started coming back to me the other day. Now it seems like they're going back up.
Right.
So, because I did the same thing, I did a review and it looks like everything's back up. So that's a good thing.
It's crazy. I mean, well, you can't understand. You can have a half naked girl standing there flaunting her crap,
Right.
and that's good family values there, I guess. But
Sure.
sharing a band,
Right.
all of a sudden, oh, this is not what Facebook's all about. Okay, I get it. So I should just, it's just so stupid what they do.
Makes no sense. Makes no
Right.
sense. But
But
I told John maybe this is a good omen of strange things to come for this release and this band and the label and everybody
right.
involved.
Right. There's already controversy. Everybody loves a good controversy. Say, you know what? I shared. Get the album while it's hot. While it's being banned on Facebook. Everybody will stream to it.
There you go.
This
There you
gets
go.
right. It gets hurry up and buy it before Facebook and YouTube take it down.
That's right. I need to use that banned on Facebook. Get it now.
Yeah. Exactly, and it just does that. I don't understand. I had to bring that up, and I figured if anybody would know why, it might be you. And I'm just like, I don't know.
No, I'm baffled. I'm baffled too.
Baffled. It is. It's stupid.
It's
Now, envy.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of slow songs or mix. Do we have some? I know we have one power ballad, and we're going to get to that at the end of the show.
Okay.
So everybody stay tuned. This is the first time you're going to hear this song. It's called Without You. It is a very, very good song. Tell me about that song first.
Well, Reg Monsanto, as this normally happens, he'll come to me with an idea of a title, or he'll play a little strum of music, and I'll say, whoa, 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 what's that? And then he goes back, and I have videos of us sitting in my living room and him just playing stuff. And we just go over it and over it and over it and over it until we actually write the framework of a song. And then all of that. So it starts with a title, and then he comes up with some music, and then the lyrics come after that, and then it's boom. So Without You started with Reggie saying, I have this song Without You, and it's how do I love, how do I live without you, which you'll hear shortly. And then it snowballed from there. And it is basically about loss of a loved one. And so with my lyrics, and you'll find this from the whole record, and I will tell you this, that the record, there are 10 songs on it. I don't want to give too much away, but
right.
There are some pretty good rockers on this thing. So we're excited about them. There is one power ballad, which you're going to play tonight. And then there's one ballad on here that is way away from all the other songs. So you might be shocked when you hear it. It's very cool. It's an emotional song, but I'll let you hear it when you hear it. But there are some straight ahead rockers on this thing, and there's some middle of the road. And I think we have a little bit of everything for everybody. But back to the lyrics. My lyrics, when I write, I try and make them so general that you know the point behind the song, but it could be about anything and everyone. So Without You is about loss, but it's also a very positive song, has a positive message to it.
Nice. It is very good song. I
Thank,
like it.
thank you.
And like you said, I like think we talked earlier. You said something, and I'm like, I like diversity on an album.
Right.
I don't like 10 songs to sound exactly the same, just different words.
Yep,
I
exactly.
like to be taken on a trip. I like to start it and see where this thing leads me.
Right,
You get a world of emotions from partying to
right.
having a good time with your friends to losing a loved one to your girl breaks up with you. And then in the next song, she comes back.
Yep,
And, you just, yeah, I love, yes. And, I love that. ACDC records are for straightforward, no stories, just rock and roll.
right.
But there's I look for that, and them are the albums I revisit more often, is the
Absolutely.
ones that take me on a journey.
For sure. Yep, me too. We're a lot alike. We're a
Yeah.
lot alike. So this is, I call it a very cool roller coaster ride. So I think everybody's really going to like this record. We're super proud of it. Super proud.
And this is like kind of what you said, where the chemistry came there.
Yeah.
Now all the pieces fit. You got the right producer, you got the right record label, you got the right, this, the right, everything just feels right. It's fitting. You're there.
All the stars are lining up for sure. And
Yeah.
I don't, nobody ever knows what's going to happen um, when you put out a record. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to put out 4 or 5, whatever it is, and you can get so far, and you hit that ceiling. And quite honestly, at the age that I'm at, I had all but just come to the conclusion that this is as good as it's going to get, and I'll just be happy with whatever I do here on out. And then the whole recording process for this record started, and then
Mm,
Matt Starr comes in, and Alessandro, and then John Kiffel, and it's like, you know what? Maybe this isn't it. Maybe there's
right.
more here. So
Right.
um, these are exciting times, man.
Right. And and right now is a great time because rock is making a comeback. That sound is making a comeback. People want more. People, you know, rock never dies.
True.
It
It's
never
true.
dies.
It's there.
Right. It's right there. Sometimes under the surface, sometimes, a little genre will start pushing it down, but you know what? You're not gonna last because rock's coming back
That's it.
because you're a fad.
I will say this about us too, is that we've stayed true to what we love doing. We
Yes.
haven't changed our style of
No.
music to go with this. We've been down this same path for 30 years.
Right. Like I say, somebody's got to be me, is what it is. What you hear is what you get. They all sound alike,
Right.
but there's differences in them.
Right.
It's not like you were grunge here, then you went to this because that might have been popular.
Right.
You stayed true to who you are. If anybody wants to look these albums up, they are on Spotify. I
Thank you.
looked today to make sure they were still there.
Thank you.
You got to kind of look every now and then because
Yeah.
things get pulled.
Yeah.
And but they are there to listen to the whole things.
Right.
John's solo album is on there,
Yes.
and they all, they got that feel to them. They got that sound to them. You have not changed.
Good.
You've
Good.
gotten better. You've grown.
Thank you. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right? I mean, that's
Unless you're Metallica, you're not allowed to grow. Everybody bitches and moans about that. I mean, ACDC's not allowed to grow. They have to stay the same
yeah.
exact way.
Right.
Other bands are allowed. Okay, it's better. But
Yeah.
oh my God, forbid Metallica grows. Oh my God.
Right. Don't do it. Don't do it.
People lose their shit. I mean, God damn. God forbid they put a video out. Oh my God, I'll never forget that.
Right.
They put a video out and everybody lost their minds.
So you've been talking about me a lot. Who's your favorite?
My favorite? Oh, band, artist, band, it would have to be. We'll do this.
Okay, there you
Iron Maiden. And when I was growing up, it was Metallica and it was Rat.
go. Okay.
Rat was my first show, Invasion of Your Privacy,
Wow.
and that was a great show.
What a great tour.
Yeah, Bobby Blotzer. I'd always been fond of the drums. I started with guitar because I wanted to be like Ted Nugent.
Right.
He just absolutely had me. I loved him,
Nice.
and I was no good at that. And drums, I can bang things. I mean, I'm not the greatest. I'm the world's okayest drummer, I
There you
guess.
go.
And Bobby Blotzer and Wild McBrown and these guys just they were what I was like, I want to be like them. When I saw
Yeah.
Bobby Blotzer live, I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I really want to do that. I knew damn well I wasn't ever going to make a career out of it, but I would have fun with it and just play.
How'd you know?
How did I know?
How'd you know you weren't going to make a career of it?
You just never. Well, all right, to be honest, there was a everybody that knows me knows I quit drinking 12 years ago.
Congratulations. Way to
And
go,
yeah,
man.
I had a big
Smart.
problem with it. Well, in the early days when I was 16, 17 years old, rock and roll was all about drinking and partying. And the music, okay, whatever. And I had a bunch of buddies and we'd play in the garage like usual. And they were pretty serious about it. I was just in it for the chicks and just, to have fun
Right.
and to drink. And I started drinking when I was pretty much 11, 12 years old.
Wow.
And by 15, 16, 17, 18, I was pretty good at it.
Mhm.
So good that I was no good at it. That's what I say.
Yeah.
So there was one time, somebody told me that, you can't keep bringing beer to practice.
Right.
And I'm like, well, duh. And they're like, well, you have to make a decision. It's either you're going to be a drinker, or you're going to play drums.
Yeah.
And I chose the wrong one.
Wow.
And it took years to realize that was the wrong one. And you don't see it when it's happening to you.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know and so I didn't see it. And then when I got sober, I look back and I'm like, man, I could have maybe done something, who knows.
Yeah.
But I like where I'm at.
Good.
I have no problem with where I'm at. I've got drums back in my life, I've got music back in my life. And you know it's just, but then I knew, there was no chance of me. If you look at my yearbook, it says, what would you like to be when you grow up? A professional drummer.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You know what? At least you got rid of the drinking. So that's
yes.
kudos to you. See,
And go ahead.
I've never, and this isn't a preaching thing. I've never drank in my life. I've never smoked in my life. I've never
Wow.
smoked a joint in my life. I've never done anything. That's just, I don't like being out of control.
That's like Ted Nugent.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just, my vice is the music,
Nice.
and that's cliche, but it's true.
It's true.
But I'm a big fan of not drinking on stage, not smoking on stage, not being out of control on stage. I mean, you're there to, if we're in a band, you're there to do a job.
Right.
You're there to entertain people, and if that can't wait for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, you got a problem.
Right.
And
I'm friends with a guitar player. I'm not going to name his name, but if it's show day, no drinking, no nothing. And I know a few people that are like that, that are no, no, no. And they're in national touring bands. They could do it if they want.
Sure.
Then I've seen bands where they've been drinking all day and they go on stage, they think they're great. You suck now. And there's one band out of North Carolina. I'm not going to name names, but I saw them the first time. They killed it.
Yeah.
They weren't drunk. And I didn't realize this. The next time I saw them, I lost all respect because they were hammered on stage and they sounded like shit. It's like, you guys don't. I get, some bands will have a shot on stage or have a beer. That's
Right.
cool. Control it. It's
Right.
not about pounding beers, and it's, they know what they're doing, and they know when they're getting out of control.
For sure.
And if you want to have a beer or two on stage, fine.
Right.
But if you're getting trashed on stage and it's affecting your music, then that's time to say, hey, I think, and fans notice it.
Absolutely, they do.
We do.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, there was one time I was out seeing this band, and pretty sure he won't mind me name dropping. He's out there with he's a sober guy, and I didn't know this, and I went to see his band, and the band's name's Kickin' Valentino. So
Oh
I
yeah.
went to see him for the first time, or second, or third, or whatever. And me being a non-drinker, I noticed, wait a minute, that guy's not drinking.
Right.
The other guys had a shot or two, maybe a beer. They're another band that does not get annihilated on stage. They respect it too much. They want to put on a great show.
Good.
But I noticed this one guy wasn't drinking. It was the bass player, Chris. And later on down the road, me and him got to, talking and this and that. Or he said something on Facebook about being sober, and he put it out there so everybody would know. He's kind of like me in that regard. I want everybody to know. I don't want to keep that to myself
That's right.
because you might help somebody else.
Yep.
So I reached out to him. I'm like, hey man, you might not know this about me, but da da da. And that started up a friendship.
Awesome.
And I told him about that one time. I was like, I saw you and I noticed you weren't drinking. And I wondered why. And now I know. And he's, to this day, he doesn't. And,
Awesome.
a very good friend. But that band also just, they might have one or two. That's it. They don't drink pre-drink or anything like that, which I commend bands that do that.
Absolutely. That's a respect. That's a respect for your
Yes.
people. For
You
sure.
you want to get your music out. You're only one bad show away from being non-existent anymore.
That's a fact.
It is.
That's a fact.
One bad show will, you can put on 100 great shows, and you put on that one bad show, everybody will talk about it.
And with today, everybody has a phone. Everybody's recording you every step of the way. And so
Yes.
you don't think you're going to get away with something.
Yes, you're not. Hey, people are just waiting to put something out there negative about somebody.
That's right.
Don't give them that.
No way. No
Make
way.
it so they don't talk about you. Okay, the haters will hate.
That's a fact.
It is.
That's a fact.
I've got to be careful because I got the radio station. I got this. If I go onto somebody's post and it say one thing, be it political,
Yeah.
oh my God, people
Yeah.
lose it. And you got to look at it. You're going to lose 50% of your fan base.
Right.
Or people that listen to you, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. If I
Right.
say, I don't like a certain person, okay, all the people that like that person, now I just lost that. So it's better off to stay shut up and
Yep.
because the haters want, do the best you can,
That's
be
right.
the best person you can, and that's all you can do.
That's great advice right there too.
Right.
It's in your whole life, through your whole life.
Right. Wow. It took like, I think I learned it in the last 2 years.
Hey, you know what? I say all the time, at least you learned it.
Right. I was a fucker earlier. Oh my God. I'm one of them guys that'll tell it like it is. Don't ask me a question because I'm going to tell you. A lot of people send me their, what do you think of this song?
Right.
And then sometimes they'll come back to me, hey man, did you not see this or hear it? Yeah, I did. I got nothing nice to say about it.
Yeah. So you say nothing at all. I get it.
And then they're like, okay, well, what don't you like? And we'll have a conversation of, okay, what didn't grab me or why it lost me. And next thing you know, okay, and they're like, that's what I want.
Right.
I've got enough people telling me, they like it, that, I tend to more believe somebody that says, okay, work on this and do this and do that.
Right.
They need that,
Absolutely.
you as artists need that, they send it to somebody to get an honest opinion. And I didn't realize that. I thought they were I'm like, I'm not saying nothing. And most tell me, say it, please.
So what you're saying right there was the whole premise behind this record was to take it out of our hands because we're too damn close to these songs.
Right.
So, turn it over to somebody else, let them put their stamp on it, get their opinion, and make it better.
Right. Exactly. And you've got to surround yourself with not yes men.
Honest people.
Honest people. They're going to tell you the hard truth.
And you have to be able to and willing to accept that.
Right. Right. If you're not willing to accept it, you ain't going to get nowhere because then you'll be like, okay, fuck that guy. Excuse my language. I know this is a family program.
It's all good.
Um,
It's
but
all
you've got to take the constructive criticism. We're not trying to beat you down
That's
and
right.
say, unless you're no good, I'm going to tell you, dude, you give it up, man. You're no good.
Right.
But there's always an audience for somebody,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
and you try to help and do what you can.
Right.
So, what do you think? They're kick ass. Yes, I think Nickoloff kicks ass, and I've heard the second song. I've heard the previous albums. Like I said, I had to go back because I did not know about you guys.
Right. Well,
You
there's a lot
know,
of people that don't. I mean, if you're not, in the area or friends with our friends, then maybe you don't. But
right?
hopefully, with Kivel and Matt Starr and you and Alessandro, we're going to get out to a much wider audience. The goal is to get all of these songs in everybody's household throughout the world, right?
Right, right.
So
And there's now, like my station, the Rock Altar. You have other stations like Jam Session Radio, that Philly Rock Radio, 97 Underground. I might have my own radio station, but I'll name drop other ones because we're all in this together. We're all trying to do the best we can.
you're a good man.
Right. And 97 Underground sends me stuff. I send them stuff. Jam Session, we all share. If we hear something, hey, check this out.
That's
You
right.
know,
Everybody
and
is that way.
right. And, you have the stations like Hair Nation.
Yeah.
They don't play the new stuff. If people are just listening to that, they're not going to hear Nickoloff.
Right.
They're not going to hear No Love Lost. They're not going to hear ZO2. They're not going to hear these bands, that need to be need to be heard. All
Sure.
you're going to do is hear Motley Crue, Rat, same 5 songs 10 times a day.
Right. Every band that's made it already.
Right. And streaming radio is starting to become more popular because there's a wide variety. We celebrate the past, we
Yeah.
look forward to the future, and we rock the present.
That's key. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's
Love
a
it.
new little saying I thought up today for the radio station. I'm
I love it.
throwing it out there to see if it would be okay, but
It's going to stick.
it's going to stink. It's going on back of t-shirts.
For sure. Along with I'm the okayest drummer in the world.
Okay. That's on my Facebook. If you look at my Facebook, it says it right up top. I don't want anybody to know anything, expect anything. I'm the world's okayest. Okay.
You need a shirt with that on it for sure.
I think they have one out. I think I saw one time, and I was going to get it, but I decided not to. Never know. I might. There's things that I'm thinking down the road, maybe 2025, and if this comes together, it's going to be really cool.
Well, I've got my fingers crossed for you, man. For sure.
I'm telling you, but that. This for a fact. You will go as far as you want to take yourself.
That's right. That's right.
If you decided in 2014 with the last Nickoloff album that, okay, I think this is it.
Yeah.
Then that's it.
Yeah.
But if you say, man, there's got to be something more, and it's always in your mind, and you want that, and you want it, and you want it, you're going to get it.
So I will tell you this, that I had all but stopped playing music. I was done. Mm-hmm. And I was done for about 3 years. Mm-hmm. And former drummer on Is What It Is, Corky Buto, he reached out to me. He says, hey, you're wasting your talent. You need to be doing this. You should be doing this. Come to my house. And I went to his house in Orlando, and he talked me back into it. He talked me. So I owe a debt of gratitude to Corky for pushing me to do this, because I was done. Not because I didn't love the music, but I was to a point where it was almost no fun, and I didn't see any return from it. And boy, man, since that little chat that we had, it has just gone gangbusters.
Right. And I think we've all been in that situation, especially, when rock got pushed down,
right.
I felt abandoned.
Yeah.
I was like, my favorite bands ain't putting out no music. And a lot of bands didn't.
Right.
And when they did, they kind of went that way. Like my favorite band, one of my favorites is Wasp.
Oh
and
yeah.
they kind of went industrial, and they kind of, and it was like, okay, this is not them. This is not what I want. It took till about 2015 for me to really come back into it and
Right.
give it my heart and soul again. I'd always been playing the albums and stuck in the past, but I wasn't looking for new because I didn't know if it was out there.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to find.
Sure.
There wasn't people finding it. And one of the bands that brought me back, and that I realized new music is coming and it's out there, was a band called Station.
Oh.
And I got their first album, and I'm like, oh my God, there is other bands. So then I met a bunch of people at M3,
Okay.
and we all really banded together and said, you know what, we got to really push this. And so we all live in different parts of the country. We all got our different hobbies. We all got our different things that we can do.
So cool.
Some are into records, some are podcasts, some are radio stations. But we all decided in 2015, 2016 that whatever we could do to help the scene out,
Right.
we were doing.
That's
And
awesome.
that included like guys like Will Mass, Brad Lee, just a
Wow.
bunch of different guys, coming together and saying, let's just push this and share and share and share.
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing a good service for all the bands out there. So thank you for doing what you do, man.
Exactly. And you got to. If
Yeah.
you want to see it continue and grow, you've got to share the new music. You got to get that new music out there, because or just go stagnant.
You guys and bands like Nickoloff and No Love Lost, and we're on this same level on this ride together,
Right.
So it's a win-win for all of us. So
It
we
is.
all benefit
This,
from each other.
it's a great time.
Yeah, for sure.
The 80s were a great decade, no doubt about it.
No
But
doubt.
right now isn't fucking bad either.
No, this is great. I mean,
I mean,
yeah, come on.
we're doing good.
This is the new 80s.
It really is.
It kind of, yeah, doesn't it?
Like I'm living, I'm 50 something. I'm, 30. This is
Yeah,
50. It's the new
exactly.
30s.
That's exactly
So
right. Yep, for
you
sure.
want to see you at a Nickoloff show? Who's this? Mark Bowes.
Oh,
Dude, I'm
Mark.
going to try. Yes,
Mark's a
Mark
good
Bowes
guy,
is
man. Mark's been here from the start. He was a big Rainlord fan.
really
I've known Mark for 30 years.
right.
Good people.
He messaged me the other day. Friend requested messaged me the other day. He goes, "How can I watch this interview?" I was like, "Dude, it's going to be live right on the Facebook page."
Yeah.
Sweet. So he reached out earlier.
Good. We're so fortunate to have good people who stuck with us for 20 years, 30 years. It's crazy to think it's been that long.
Right. I mean,
We're very fortunate.
it is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I wanted to get back to that I kind of got lost on. You said, you kind of went on this album old school, where you're kind of in a room together writing and creating the music for the most part.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, let me clarify that. So it was Reggie and I in a room.
Right.
Reg Monsanto and I, guitar player, in a room. So we wrote these songs, and then because we had almost all of these kind of recorded,
Right.
and then said, hey, you know what? Let's bring Kevin and John Bigwood in to play on a couple of these songs, so that it's not a Reggie and John solo thing. It's not. It just so happens that we're the songwriters on these,
Right.
And then we brought Mark in to play on a song as well. It's just a timing thing,
Right.
Everybody's schedules are full, and we're just able to get everybody in a room. So the two guys, John and Kevin, are on two songs. Mark's on a song, but the rest is basically Reggie and I. And the goal is to move more towards a band thing where we
Right.
write these songs, we rehearse them, and then we go in and record them. But these were written and recorded, and now we're learning them. We're learning the new songs. It's a really backwards way of doing it, but it's actually
Right.
cool.
But it's where you guys are writing, you guys are feeding off each other in the
Yes.
room. And
Yeah.
that's really where it comes down to sending, and bands tell me all the time. They're like, we hate the fact that you got to send it over here, then wait. They love being in the mood,
Yeah.
in the now. You
For sure.
know, when they have a feeling and then they got to send an email and
Right.
then wait for that feeling goes away.
Absolutely, it does.
You
Yeah,
know, but it's right.
I'll send you some videos, and you can do what you want with them of Reggie and I sitting in the room, just kind of working out how we want to frame, getting the skeleton down for a song. It's a cool
Right.
process. It's neat to look back at.
I love that.
Me too.
That's old school. That's feeling, and the songs usually are more powerful and they're
For sure.
more in depth than like just a carcass of a song. I guess you could say.
Yes.
They are full bodied.
Yep.
Just beautiful because you feed off each other. If you got
Yes.
four
Yes.
guys in the room, boom, boom,
Yep.
boom.
Yep.
I
It has
love
that
that.
attitude.
Right,
For sure.
right,
Yep.
cool.
About
So
it.
you got any show? Just the two shows coming up that you can share.
So we have a boatload of shows, and you can find them on Facebook at
Okay.
the Nickoloff page under the events. We have what we did is prior to signing with Kibble, we had a bunch of shows lined up, and I think in the next year, and this is not a cut on anything, we kind of want to go into a different direction with the band after the signing. So we play a lot of shows, and we do covers and the originals. We want to move pretty much exclusively into doing original shows, big shows, opening, get back to where we were opening up for headliners and
Right.
becoming headliners on our own, where we can really put the time and effort into the originals versus the covers. So we're gonna make our commitments to these shows that we had, and then the following year, or if we get halfway through the year and notice it's time to change, and something happens, then we'll do that. But I think this band is gonna move into a different direction
Right.
with live shows.
Just the natural progression.
Right.
Really. You release an album, you see how it's gonna go. Yeah, you're gonna honor your commitments that you already have,
Absolutely.
but there might come a time when you go, hey, we have to pull out.
Exactly.
This has to pull out because I've got to focus here because there's a demand.
That's right. That's
And that's the way it goes.
Yeah. With everybody.
Right. Not with everybody.
Yeah.
It just happens.
For sure.
I really, I feel that you're going in the right direction from what I've already heard, and what I see, and knowing Kivel the way I know Kivel, you guys are headed in the right direction. I cannot wait to hear this album.
Can't wait
Comes
for
out February 14th, right?
Right. Yep. February.
Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. And there are pre-orders. There may be a few pre-orders left. So if you go to kibblerecords.com and go to the store, you can pre-order this Envy record.
And you get so many goodies if it's still within that thing. I don't know, but anytime you can get a CD and the guy is throwing in like pick packs or stickers or this or that, the other thing, buy them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you gotta, especially Kivel, you gotta watch out for when he's releasing an album. Low Love, everything he does, it comes with all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And even I got this down here. Even got mailer bags that have the artwork. So he's not just advertising to me; he's advertising to the whole mail system.
That's exactly right. Everybody sees it when it comes to you. So
Nice.
we're proud to be on Kibble Records, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what we get, the treatment we get. I know it's going to be fantastic.
Oh
So
God, he doesn't know. It's going to be great.
nothing's
Hopefully,
happening.
hopefully, I keep bugging him. I mean, I keep bugging him. I know he's listening. He can't help himself. He's got to listen.
Sure.
But I've been bugging him about New England Rock Fest. I mean, I'm like, dude, come on, hurry up with the dates. I'm booking.
Right.
I'm booking flights to go places.
Right.
So he hasn't budged. He's
Well,
not
I hope that we're part of that this year. We'd be excited to play with all the bands, our label mates. It would be great.
Yeah, it's always a good time. I was supposed to go last year. Work would not let me get out of work. I was so pissed off.
That sucks.
Oh my God. Well, I was out of vacation. Well, they were going to let me go. I was okay until we had shutdown. And when I work for a steel mill,
Okay.
I'm the machine shop for the steel mill. When the steel mill goes on shutdown, that means my end of it ramps up because Now I'm on 12-hour days, 7 days a week, blah, 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 because they bring stuff over that needs fixed.
Sure.
And there was no way of me getting out of work. I'm like, come on, you got to let me go. And they're like, we can't. I bugged them up until like 2 or 3 days before. I'm
Not
like, come
cool.
on, can you? I had airline tickets booked. I still got the money sitting in the, airline account. But it
Wow.
was like, it's so bad.
Yeah. This
Even
year.
if this year, I
This
already
year.
told him I'm not missing it this year.
There you
You
go.
know, so
Lay down the law.
either that or I quit. You don't let me go, I quit. So you can either do without me for 2 days, three
Yeah.
days max,
Or
or you
forever.
can do it forever.
What
You
do you
know,
want?
what do you want? I'm cool either way. I could go over here and make money. It don't matter.
That's awesome.
Or I'll just retire and my
Yeah.
wife can take care of me. She'd be my sugar mama.
Fantastic, man. I'm jealous.
she won't do it.
No.
Kick
Mine.
me right. She kicked me out of the house.
Yeah.
You
Mine
know,
would too.
yeah.
It's nice to
So,
dream.
it is nice to dream, and maybe one day she's pretty set. She could actually leave me and probably be better off. I mean,
Well, let's
really.
not talk about
Don't
that.
tell her that. She doesn't need any more motivation.
Does she listen?
Yeah, she's in here somewhere, I'm sure of it.
Okay.
She was in here earlier.
I'm watching for the pan to come flying.
What? She'll usually walk in the room and just start on me, but
I'd love to see her.
see, I don't know.
Will she do it?
I'm gonna see if she could be on. I'm gonna see if she could be on next week. Next week we're doing a ballad kind of thing. Me and
Aw.
another guy, and we're gonna do a bunch of different ballads because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
and I'm already without you. That's already. I'm sitting there going, this could be slid in, and we're gonna do. Not so known ones and the big ones, the Warrant Heaven, this and that and the other thing. But me and this guy, Jim Hamby from Jam Session Radio, we're going to slide in some not so well known ones, other, promote other bands as well.
Love that.
That's
Love
what you
that.
got to do. You get them in the door with Motley Crue and you hit them with Nickoloff.
That's a fact. I love it. I love the way
That's a
you think.
fact.
I
You
love the
got
way.
it. That's how you got to do it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to February 14th. That's less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
If you haven't pre-ordered it yet, get out there and pre-order it. I'll put up all the links tomorrow so that you can, and if you search the group, the links are in there. I mean, Kibble's shared it. I've shared it. We've all shared it. Oh, there she is. I missed it. I had to jump out. Yeah. Well, then she missed it. She'll have to rewatch.
Oh, hi.
But I'll put up all the links, and like I said, just scroll down page a little bit. The links are there. If the pre-order is still up, it's still up. But if the packs are still available, you might get in on that. But anyway, just get the album, support music, support artists. If we want more rock and roll, you got to support rock and roll. You got to keep supporting it. Spotify doesn't do it. Yes, you can listen to Spotify, but still buy the physical copy.
That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right.
You got to get a T-shirt from the band. Get something. Something. Support bands. That's what we have to do.
There's nothing like holding a CD in your hand.
Dude, I'm telling you, I love holding the CDs and reading them. That's what we used to do.
You go into the record store and look at those things all day long, man.
No Love Lost. I got that one sitting here.
Sweet.
Them were the last two that I had sitting here.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll get the links up tomorrow. And right now we are going to end the show with a premiere of the new song.
Awesome.
That's how we're going to do it.
Awesome.
But thank you for joining me tonight. It was nice to chat with you, get to know you a little bit. And, I look forward to the release. I really see this thing going pretty good, man.
Thank you.
Just judging from these first two songs that I've heard, you can always tell. I'll take a song and I give it 30 seconds.
Okay.
And, if it doesn't grab me in 30 seconds, sometimes it's 10 and I go, no, that's not going to work.
Wow.
I give it 30 seconds and Both songs. No, it grabbed me right off the bat, and
That's awesome.
I was sucked in. So
Thank
that
you.
tells me that they're going to be good songs on this album. It's going to be a worthwhile album for me to pre-order. So I pre-ordered it. You
Thank you.
know, you could just tell, get a feel for something, and
Sure.
both songs very good.
Well, thank
And
you.
you're welcome, man. Thank you for putting out the music, dude. Come on. Without you putting out the music, I got nothing to listen to. So thank you.
Thank you. And thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody.
It's a big love fest. We appreciate
It is. That's what we're going to call New England Rock Fest, a big music love fest this year. Come on, Kibble. Give me some dates.
You can't go wrong. Give him some dates, Kibble.
Give him some dates. All right, brother. You have a great night. Yes, we are going to get right to that song. And anytime you want to stop back, get on here for any reason, let me know. I'll have you have an open invitation always.
I sure do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peace.
Have a good night. All right. We're going to get to the brand new Nickoloff song. This is the world premiere here. All right. I love it. John sent me this and said, hey, you're first one to premiere it. So I'm like, yay. All right. Not that big of a deal. I just, whatever. I got to hear the song. But, all right. All the links will be up tomorrow. Like I said, scroll down the page a little bit if you want to pre-order it now before I get the links up. But I'll get links up tomorrow so that you can pre-order the album. Like I said, you've already heard the first song in the beginning. Now you're going to hear the second song. And I guarantee you're going to go, I'm going to get this. So I will see you all next week. I will post about it. It's going to be a power ballad special thing, me and Jim Hamby. And if anybody wants to get in on it, we'd love to have a couple females. I'm going to see if Carrie will get in on it. And it just like bounce ballads off each other and play some, really popular ones, not so popular ones, just whatever. It's just going to be a fun show. So join me next week for that. And like I said, if you want to be in on it, drop me a message and we'll see if you want to get on it. I'll get you in on it. But thank you, John Nickoloff, for being here. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed having you. Great chat. Like I said, open invitation anytime you want to come back. And without any more hesitation, let's get to Without You, brand new song by Nickoloff off their brand new album, Envy, dropping on Valentine's Day. Boom. So get your Valentine a copy of Nickoloff Envy, and they will love you. Just saying. Easy peasy. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here, joining me, chatting, talking. Have a great night, and enjoy the song Without You by Nickoloff.
Only photographs and memories. Is that all that's left of you and me? Can it really be that you and I made it all this way only to say goodbye? How will I love? How will I live without you? What about me? What will I be without you? I can't help but think of what we had. I'd give everything to have you back. Though the days will pass and time goes by, I still see your face when I close my eyes. How will I love? How will I live without you? will I love